Bobbled it, back for Sarr. Needs to get rid of it, does for Cayden. 7 seconds, tried to throw it ahead, deflected. Stolen by Connecticut. 2 seconds, it's Mullins up top for the win. Oh, he hit it. With 0.3 of a second to go. Malachi Smith ran off the bench. That should be a technical.
Whoever the hell that was on the Duke broadcast, I'm sure he's glad that embarrassing moment happened on the radio where, you can't see his face. Obviously, this blunder, it wasn't nearly as bad as Krista Blanc last week calling the women's tournament on ESPN, where she kept claiming that Ole Miss needed to foul immediately in a tie game with 3 seconds to go. It was blatantly obvious to me that Krista Blanc was not watching the game that she was calling. So this botch with Duke, it's not nearly as legendary as that was. And to be honest with you, I don't think people would be making as big of a deal about it if it wasn't Duke. During the final seconds of the game yesterday, after UConn hit that miraculous shot, one of the Duke radio broadcasters went into desperation mode, and he was pleading for the referees to call a technical foul on Malachi Smith for running off the bench to celebrate. But there was just one problem, one tiny problem. Malachi Smith didn't have to run off the bench to celebrate because he was already on the court. As a result, the Duke radio broadcaster is getting absolutely destroyed on social media, which to me, it's a good thing for Cayden Boozer because it's diverting attention away from one of the biggest chokes in the history of March Madness. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. I actually turned this game off yesterday afternoon in the first half. Duke was up 18, 19 points. It wasn't close. The vast majority of games this weekend in March Madness were blowouts. My wife was tired of watching boring basketball, and she asked if we could watch a true crime show. With the game being uncompetitive in the first half, and with the other games that we had watched this weekend being painfully boring, I really didn't have a strong argument that I could make, so I turned the game off at halftime. I did turn it back on when I noticed that Duke was choking away the lead. After the game, Duke head coach Jon Scheyer claimed that this legendary loss, it can't be blamed on one play. It's not all Cayden's fault. We didn't lose this game because of one bad play. Normally I would agree with that. A loss can't be blamed on one play. And don't get me wrong, this was a historic collapse by Duke. I also understand what Jon Scheyer is doing here. He's protecting one of his players. He's shielding Cayden Boozer from taking most of the blame for this loss. But let's just be real here. Cayden Boozer is mostly responsible for this loss. Now, it's not all his fault, but just look at what happened. There are 7 seconds on the clock. You got a 2-point lead. All Cayden Boozer had to do, hold the ball. Hold on to the ball tighter than a fat man holds the last donut. UConn's got to foul. You only need to make 1 free throw to feel comfortable. 2 free throws, game is over. What you can't do, what can't happen under any circumstance, is a turnover, which is exactly what happened. Duke lost the game. Now, to his credit, Cayden Boozer accepted full responsibility. I was actually impressed that he spoke to the media after the game. You know how hard it's got to be to face questions from the national media after being absolutely humiliated on a national stage in front of millions of people? That takes a hell of a lot of courage. After the game, Cayden Boozer, he admitted he let his team down, let his brother down. And to be honest with you, I actually feel bad for the kid. If this same thing had happened in the NBA, I wouldn't feel as bad for them. Those dudes are professionals. They're making millions of dollars. Once you reach the NBA level, you should know better. But Cayden Boozer is 18 years old. When I was 18, the biggest stressor in my life was not getting busted using my fake ID to buy beer. This kid was in a tough situation in front of millions of people, and he folded under the pressure. Hopefully, it doesn't destroy his confidence. Cayden Boozer's a good player. I wouldn't say he's one of the top players in the country. I think he's projected to be a late first round, maybe second round pick in the NBA draft. Or maybe he returns to Duke next season. Who the hell knows? But for his sake, I hope this one mistake doesn't destroy his confidence going forward. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.